But when details come out that Jim didn't know, that Michigan didn't foot the bill, those details matters in determining what is going to come after that fine.
The bylaw states the NCAA bylaw states that it doesn't. Hey, buddy, it doesn't matter if your coach knows or not. You are responsible for the actions of your staff.
Gosh. You're just regurgitating Buckeye stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm giving to you a bylaw by the NCAA. Don't call it Buckeye stuff. These are things that are
exhausting.
I'm sorry, did Ohio State write the bylaw for the NCAA?
Y'all act like you know them backwards and forwards.
The sideline, forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh my goodness! One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Touchdown, no flag. Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa! Can they catch him? No! Donovan Edwards again. Go down.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode. Scarlet and Blue Show. How we doing, Garrison?
I just want the viewers to know out there that today Bryce will not trigger me. I will do my part to keep some decorum in this episode. Hopefully my partner here does the same. I can't expect him to be that mature. But yeah, I apologize for what you saw in the first 10 minutes of that show.
The man of honor right there, owning up to things. Good news is before Garrison and I even jumped on here, heard the comments, heard the complaints, and guess what, gang? I have authority and power to do this. Go ahead, Garrison, say something. He's muted. He's muted. That's right, people. This is control and power.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Well, you can set the tone there.
And I don't know what douche told you to do that, but hopefully it's not someone I know.
We had a few comments.
They can, you know what?
Oh, brother! All right, let's jump in.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
Probably a good call. So let's jump in. We got this last week before the big game, big match, the game. We got Minnesota. Garrison, where's University of Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Dude, come on. It's the biggest city in the state.
Minneapolis, Bryce.
There you go. Quick Google search there.
Well, I'm on ESPN.
And we got Maryland. Are you guys on the road? No, you're home.
No, we're home.
Home game.
We're gonna dog walk.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's dive in to the Gophers. It's senior day.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the cesspool. What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Bryce. I've looked at what they've done this year and everything. I am gonna be honest with you, Bryce. I haven't given one thought to these guys and PJ Fleck.
27.5 points.
I don't know. I am, Bryce, as we get to these last 2 weeks, my mind is very focused on one thing right now, and I'm not gonna lie to you. My mind is very focused on one team right now.
Big Daddy up north. Big Daddy up north.
I am that to you because you are in Texas, so thank you. I am Big Daddy up north, but I just listen. All I ask out of this game is not what we saw last year, where we laid an egg. We're blowing the doors off of Maryland, and next thing you know, in the fourth quarter, I'm asking why these guys won't just lay down, take your butt kicking. Why are you still fighting? Why? For what? You gain nothing from it. So,
okay.
I want to see Kyle McCord do it again, play well again. Zeke, who's a good follow on Instagram, not Instagram, but on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it, Buckeye fan. But we had a little back and forth about Kyle's third quarter, if it really matters. But as I look at it, yes, I would love for him to play that third quarter again, but I need you to perform. I think he had one good pass, which is that bomb he had to Marv. And outside of that, it wasn't that impressive in that second half. But regardless of that, I need to see it again. I need to see that first half again, like I said on Tuesday. I just need to see it again leading up into the week against you guys. Defense. Listen, man, we're gonna be without Lathan Ransom, okay? He's
Big
done.
loss.
He's done for the regular season. I think where that hurts us is that he's able to play the run and play the pass. Now, Sonny, Bryce, I saw this today. I'll send it to you. Sonny Styles leads all Power 5 defenders in run defense. That stat amazed me.
Wow.
On PFF. So listen, Sonny can play Malik Harvard, true freshman. Listen, the kid has talent. I think he can start in a lot of places actually. We still have Josh Proctor. Okay. Oh, and Mike Hall's not. I don't know if Mike Hall's coming back. It's
wait, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
Hurt. He's hurt. Yeah, he's injured. So
is this a business decision?
No. Bryce, Bryce, who would make a business decision at 11-0? Well, about to be 11-0.
If you have, play the game. If you have maybe a minor injury and you don't want to risk aggravating it further, then you're like, oh, I gotta save myself.
Bryce, after what's happened with the past few years, I don't think a guy on this team would care about risking. I think
it's coming from us as the fans. That's not coming from us as guys who are staring down the barrel of millions and millions.
I'll give it. Okay. You're right. And this isn't to the same extent, Bryce, but I'll give you an example. Okay. You remember when we were juniors in high school and we played at Ottawa Hills. Oh, good old days, man. We played Ottawa Hills. I'm destroying them in the first. I think I had 2 touchdowns and 140 yards in the first half. It was great.
Okay. Does this have anything to do with
first play of the second half? I get hit low in my leg. I get a hematoma. My right thigh muscle splits open. I'm pissed off, crying bloody in the field. And Bryce, I tried. D and my doctor told me not to play that next week against Caledonia. And I did everything in my power to still play that game. Now, yeah, I don't have $1 million coming down the pipe, but even the day after I went back to the doctors, he said you were stupid to play that game. I didn't care. Bryce, trust me. At the end of the day, Bryce. All right, I'm sorry. All right. So if JJ were to do that, do you think he would? I mean, Bryce, I saw your guy Blake Corum literally play the next week against Ohio State. He should have been playing that game, but he did it. You know why? Because those $1 million are going to come no matter what. You got when you have these days right here, these games right here. Unless you make the Super Bowl, you're never going to play a game that matters this much ever again in your life.
Isn't Mike Hall a first round projected draft pick?
First or second round, yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you're first round, that's guaranteed money. You don't get a lot of guaranteed money in the NFL. Blake Corum wasn't guaranteed.
Okay, well, regardless of the fact, Bryce, the main thing is Mike Hall's not playing, but Hiro Kanu is a really good player, young player who's going to be in there. Like I said, we don't know if Mike Hall's out yet, but I think there's a very good chance he's out.
Wow, so you guys are down potentially next week. Mike Hall and Lathan Ransom.
There's a very good chance of that, Bryce.
How much you guys at full strength? Daggone it. Oh, my gosh.
All right, go ahead. Hey, everyone, please believe me, you inside Bryce is so happy. He's so happy.
I don't want excuses from you.
Bryce, I wouldn't give excuses. You know why? Because at the end of the day, talent is talent, and there's talent on that field, so you got to win that game. I don't care who's in that field. Go win the game.
All right.
So, yeah, man, it's
Minnesota.
I just want to get past the game, Bryce. I just want to get past this game. I can care less about it. I'm going to be honest with you. And does that sound horrible right now? Is this good content for you right now, everybody? No, probably not. I don't give a darn about Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Yeah.
I'm Bryce, I'm on my high horse now. I'm ready to push the narrative. I'm pushing it all right now. I'm pushing the Buckeye agenda. I'm pushing the Cal McCord agenda. He's going for 300 in this one. He's going for 300 back-to-back weeks. I don't know if your quarterback can relate to that, but he's going back-to-back 300-yard games. So
Cal McCord went 300 against Michigan State. Relax with that. Michigan
don't
State,
care.
I think
But-
half
but-
their scholarship players aren't even playing right now.
But can I ask you a question? If Cal McCord had 120 yards that game, what would you say?
If he wouldn't, he's got
No,
Marvin
Matt.
Harrison
No,
Jr.
no.
Hey, what if
Answer my
Kyle
question.
McCord had 50 yards that game? What would you say? Hey, what if he had 25 yards? This is preposterous.
Okay,
I'm
Bryce,
just saying,
if he had
let's
210,
relax.
if he had
Let's
200,
relax.
if he had 210 yards, was 50% on his throws, 1 touchdown, 1 pick in the first half against them. Excuse me, in the first half against them, what would you say?
And you guys blew him out?
Nope.
Oh, well, if you don't blow him out, that's one thing.
No, but I'm talking about Kyle's performance. If he had 120 yards, 50%, 1 touchdown, 1 pick all in the first half, you would sit there and say he played like crap, and you would come down on him along with the rest of the college football world. But that's not what he did. But that's not what he did. I think he missed 2 or 3 passes in the first, 4 passes in the first half.
I'm just saying.
Forced them. Like, come on, man.
I'm just saying. That's just good for him. You got number 18, and you got a JV team you're going against. Let's just have the right perspective. That's all I ask.
Oh, but some other things because like I said, I don't really think this game is about Minnesota, and that's why I can care less about them. There's things within the game that I care about. Mars Heisman campaign.
There you go.
We need to get this guy minimum 3 touchdowns, 180 yards minimum.
In true Ryan Day fashion, you can bump up those stats.
And listen, Bryce, I've said this, I'll say it again. Ryan Day, he'll pass in the first half, then double down in the second half. So
yep,
I'll do that. I would love another game out of Travion would be not a 200-yard game or even 150, but just seeing him look good. I would love to see train him on the field. It'll be nice to see Dallin. I think against when we play you guys, I think we're gonna need Dallin. I don't think even though Chip had a really good game against you guys last year, or good, I wouldn't say really good, a good game against you guys last year. I think he needs to just he'd be a good fullback in this game. I'll say that.
Okay.
Which he has played this year. And I needed Mecca to get the ball at least 5 times.
Yeah, I feel like Micah's got to get going.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Terps. We got the Dirty Terps coming in. Or we're going there actually. Not coming.
Bryce, where is Maryland?
College Park. I told you. Name me a school. Name any school right now.
Power 5. Yeah. Power 5.
Power 5.
You're in Texas. TCU.
Fort Worth. Please.
I knew that's Dallas. Hold up a second. No, I need to get another one. I almost said Miami. You know, forget this.
Florida State,
man.
Tallahassee.
FAU. I don't care if it's not Power 5. FAU.
They're not Power 5, but that's Boca Raton.
You're joking.
Yep.
Bryce, I love. That's why I love you.
There you go. And you're gonna love this. So another week, another week, whereas another game that the Big Ten commissioner needs Michigan to lose for this sake. And Garrison, here's why. Oh, hold on, let me get ready to mute.
Why can I still hear you?
Your headphones aren't even. Oh my God. All right, this shows we're off the rails. But another week where they need us to lose. Evidence came out today, according to the AP news. I guess that AP News.
Bryce, can we not do this? Please don't do this to me. I'm not gonna do this. Talk about the game.
Track 0 expense reports to Connor. Which
and that's the one smart thing he's done.
No, don't backtrack. Don't backtrack.
I'm not backtracking.
You guys are all backtracking. Stick
I'm not backtracking. Bryce, no. Let's talk about Garrison's words, not his script or anyone's script. I have said
Buckeye script.
It's the Buckeye script. That first off, that's smart of him. Good. I've always said to you, I said we still need to find out if Michigan was funding this or not, because it seems like that'd be a lot of money. We now know that he wasn't funding it. Cool. I mean, they weren't funding it. Cool. What in the world does this have to do with whether he bought the tickets or went to the games or had a third party go to the games or whether they cheated or not? It has nothing to do with that.
The lone wolf theory, let's call it, matters when it comes to suspension. Michigan's
No,
gonna
it
get
doesn't.
something.
No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it
No, it
does.
doesn't.
Yes,
It doesn't because.
Yes, it
Go ahead.
does.
Go ahead.
Yes, it does. If Michigan's found to foot the bill, if coaches are found to foot the bill for this, if the AD is found, if the athletic department is found to foot the bill for this, that is so much more trouble than some analyst going rogue, which, according to, and I read the full report from Tony Petitti last week, Friday, it is all based on Connor sending people to the game. If he did all of that, which there was already gray areas there, if he did all of that and Michigan didn't know, or let's say
It
you
doesn't
can't
matter
prove,
if you didn't know.
can't prove if they didn't know or not, then that is huge when it comes to punishment.
I'm gonna beat
Huge.
myself.
Please do. Please do. So basically, we're in the situation where no proof that Harbaugh's tied to it or had any knowledge of it. Schools, as of now, there's no proof that they paid for it. Bylaw 11.6.1 may not have actually been broken, and it's tough to prove that it has been. Yet, that coward still brought down a suspension to appease this angry mob. And that's Clayton Safety. That's a lot of your words. So thank you, sir, on Twitter. But that is, I still can't believe this happened. I can't believe we're going into week 11 or game 11 with the Buckeyes on the doorstep and that crap's happening. Cannot believe it. So now we're going to go into Maryland, and Friday, today record on Wednesday. So when you're listening to this on Thursday, tomorrow, there's going to be a court hearing for this TRO, which I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not a lawyer. And hopefully Harbaugh can find a way back on the sideline for not only Maryland, but for Ohio State. All of that because of this nonsense. All right, we'll talk about the Terps. I had to get that off my chest. Oh, you actually did mute yourself. What a man of honor.
I do. I'm going to be very quick and like very, very intentional about my words when I say this. Petitti, hey buddy. Petitti said in that report, he gave them evidence, and Michigan did not even refute if they had did it or not. I want to remind you and everyone else, and I want to say for the people in the back, it doesn't matter if your coach knew or not.
Yes, it does. That's such a blind thing
to say. I muted myself. The guy that your coach worships, named Bo Schembechler, nasty man, said, you don't get to say you didn't know, and if you didn't know, then you're too dumb, which maybe your coach is. I don't know.
Or
no. We're gonna stick to those Michigan words, right? The team. That's all that matters. Bo's words matters to you guys.
Or
this is so sad.
This fanatic did end up going rogue. Maybe
it doesn't. You don't get to say you didn't know.
But it matters, Garrison, with how this punishment comes down.
Bryce, if you are the CEO of a company, and someone in your company goes and does tax fraud in your company, Bryce, do you think your CEO is not going to get? You think you're not going to get suspended? You think they're going to keep you in the building? No. You know that's true. We've both been in the real world. We've both been in the corporate world.
That's such what? What was the result to the tax fraud? Is it the employee doing tax fraud on his own, or is he actually just doing corporate tax fraud?
Bryce,
let's
your CEO is going to be held responsible for that. Your CEO is going to be held responsible for that. I'm not
saying he's not going to, but what matters is what the result is.
Then why do you care about if he? Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about the game. I'm not. I said I'm not.
I don't know how you don't get that. Like I don't. It matters what happened.
I don't get why you're being such a slappy fanboy, but hey, who knows?
No, it's because I can take off the goggles. You can't. Think about this.
You might take off the goggles. You might take off the goggles, but you still have the gym ball home underwear on. So I don't care.
If you are all violations the same, Garrison?
No.
Exactly. So it depends on how those violations happen, what violations occur, who violates the rules within the program. Those things all matter. Those details all matter between the death sentence and a fine, and then somewhere in between. Guess what? Michigan's probably going to get at least the fine. Like, I think we'll all agree rules were broken. They're going to at least get a fine. That's going to happen. But when details come out that Jim didn't know, that Michigan didn't foot the bill, those details matters in determining what is going to come after that fine.
The bylaw states, the NCAA bylaw states that it doesn't, hey buddy, it doesn't matter if your coach knows or not. You are responsible for the actions of your staff.
Gosh. You're just regurgitating Buckeye stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm giving to you a bylaw by the NCAA. Don't call it Buckeye stuff. These are things that are
exhausting.
I'm sorry. Did Ohio State write the bylaw for the NCAA?
Y'all act like you know them backwards and forwards.
All right, so tell me about Maryland, Bryce.
All right. But Terps coming off. I listened to Loxley interview today.
I apologize, viewers. I tried to keep decorum in this, and Bryce wouldn't let me.
I didn't have to mute myself.
I did because I was going to get pissed.
Oh, good. There you go. Here we go. We're back. Loxley, I like that guy. I'm very critical of him. I think that I said this before when you guys played them. Maryland has to take that next step. I thought they had the team to do that. You had a quarterback. I think he's a senior. I can't keep track of everybody's eligibility nowadays. All the COVID and all that stuff.
What do you call him? Elder? That's what he is.
He's an elder statesman. I thought that this would be the year that they would knock off one of the big three, and they're 0 for 2. And it hasn't been close. Well, although they did have you guys at halftime. But Maryland or Penn State, 51, I think 14 was the final.
15.
Yeah. 51. Thank you. 51-15. They were the win against Nebraska last week, won by 3 on the road, which is a good win in Lincoln. Just came off a 4-game losing streak, and so they're bowl eligible, which is cool because this is the 3rd year in a row they've been bowl eligible, and I think Loxley's one of the only coaches to do that. And so at a program like Maryland, where you don't really have national title aspirations, you don't really have conference aspirations with this division, but it's more of like, all right, what's a successful season? It's a bowl season, and they're there. And so, and they got Rutgers. I think they got Rutgers next week. Have to look there. But then you got Rutgers next week, and you could finish the season out. Game. Yep, you could finish the season out. What's that? 7-5. Which would be a great season. So I think back to the game last year. I was at that game. We needed Blake to have the game of his life. I think Blake had like 25 carries or something ridiculous and had a couple 4th down runs. And the passing offense wasn't really open at all. And so they really relied on Blake. And I think Maryland's offense was able to move the ball. I don't see that happening again Saturday. I don't. I think Joe Klatt was on with Colin Cowherd, which I love Joe Klatt. I think we both agree that Joe Klatt's one of the best voices in college football.
He's top 5.
Top. Yeah. Yeah, sure. He said that the whole program is pissed and they're focused and they're America's team. And I threw that one in for you, but they are pissed. And I think you got.
That's disrespectful to the academies, Bryce.
You got Ohio State on the horizon. They went into College Park 2 years ago in 2021 and beat the brakes off of them. That game wasn't even close. I think it's going to be the same. A lot of the same. I think they're a 19-point favorite. Assuming that something doesn't, go crazy, I would expect them to hit that. But what I want to see, Garrison, I want to see the game over by halftime. And that's not me just stealing what you said, but I want to see that. I want to see the 3s and 4s, 2 3s and 4s getting reps. I want to make sure no one gets injured. Last year against Illinois, game before, obviously Blake went down. Would have won the Heisman that last year if he would have played. Had those big long runs against Ohio State. Sucks. So that's all I'm hoping for. Yeah. One other thing to watch too is just, I think Maryland is 22nd in the country in penalties. So it is a team that gets flagged a lot. Loxley said he doesn't like them to be called undisciplined. He doesn't like that.
They are. They are. No, they are. He needs to own that. They are.
Well, you should listen to his interview or his press conference because he provided a lot of good reasons and fought back against that narrative pretty hard.
So let me ask you a few questions.
Please.
Assuming Mike Loxley, I'm going to assume he empties the playbook this week. What do you want to see from your secondary? Because I don't think Rob Moore's been playing his greatest football. I don't think he's been playing as good as he's had as well as he did last year. I don't have any worries of Will Johnson, of course. But what do you want to see from your secondary?
Ooh. Yeah, Rod Moore obviously had a big open field tackle against Penn State that put him in a third down situation, which was a great play. But then he did get beat on that touchdown at the end of the game, Penn State's last touchdown. And then he's gotten beat a few other times. And so, yeah, you'd like to see some improvement there. I think Keon Sabb is nipping at his heels to get some reps at that safety position.
I think he should be started.
I think Keon Sabb's special. And then Makari Paquet just playing really good football. Had a great game last week. And Josh Wallace has been nursing, I think, an ankle injury or one injury. And so he's kind of getting back to full strength here too. So I think I'm not overly concerned about the secondary. I think the front four is going to be an absolute nightmare for Talia. I do think, though, Aller had success running the ball last week, whether it was scrambling or draws up the middle. And so I would say that Talia is more of a run threat. Linebackers, I think we got two stud linebackers, probably of the top 5 best linebacker combos in the country. And so I think they'll have their work cut out for them, just keeping them in check. But I'm excited to see what Minter dials up.
Also, and this is just something I want to bring up to you. Because I got asked by someone on Twitter the other day, or X, whatever. And they're talking about, we're having a conversation about Blake Corum, right? A lot of people, Bryce, got mad at me for, it was always like I put up for just skill positions, my all Big Ten currently.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people got pissed off that I had Kyle at quarterback. But I think it was a very simple explanation that if you look at the past quarterbacks that have won it, mainly been Ohio State quarterbacks, and then one year I think a Michigan State quarterback won. I think it was Connor Cook. I think the quarterback with the quarterback with the best stats gets it. He currently has the best stats. So that's the only reason why I put that there. They also got mad because I had put Manangai as I put RB1, RB2, but not in the way of like someone's better. But everyone got pissed off about that, right? Now, Bryce, I want to point this out to you. Now, we both know Blake Corum has not Blake Corum, but Travion Henderson has played, almost 2.5, 3 less games than Blake Corum. Bryce, do you know how many yards Blake Corum has more than Travion does?
How many?
Like 120, 123. That's it.
How many games? How many less games has he played?
Huh?
How many less games has he played?
Like 3.
And then how many full? You got also ask how many full games has Blake played?
Yeah, but Bryce, we also split carries too, so it doesn't matter. Like it's not like he's out here getting 20.
You guys don't split carries.
Yeah, Bryce, what are you talking about?
Oh, Henderson's the number 1 go-to back.
Bryce, all right. I'll show. I'll
pull up the
bring it
stats.
up to you. I'll bring it up to you. But I want to bring these stats to you.
Bring
and
the
everyone
stats.
and everyone keeps saying to me, "Well, he has 18 touchdowns." I said, most running backs would have, if it was 18 touchdowns, would be in the Heisman conversation. And I say to them, do you understand why he's not in the Heisman conversation? Bryce, how many touchdowns do you think Blake has over 5 yards?
I don't know. He's got a lot of goal line touchdowns.
So 6+. How many touchdowns do you think of the 18 there are 6+?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, just take a guess. Of the 18, how many are 6 yards plus?
8.
This is from game 1, okay? 2, 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 2, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 30.
Fantasy football roster's dream.
Listen, and so I just want to bring that up and say, listen, man, I understand that a lot of people are mad at me for that, Bryce. I'm not crapping on Blake Corum. I think he's a fine young man. I like what he does for the community, for communities in on the east side of the state of Michigan. He's a well-rounded guy, well-rounded young man. I'm just being honest in my evaluation of not being impressed by 1-yard touchdowns. That's all I wanted to say real quick. I just wanted to address that real quick, Bryce, if you allow me.
All right.
And I will look up how many touches he's getting. The Trayvon's getting.
Let's see. See how many touches.
It's not. I'm trying to tell you, like, it's not like he's out here, Bryce, toting that rock. Like, I don't. All right, Bryce, he only has 103 carries.
Who?
Travion.
How many does Blake have?
Hold on. Let me pull this up for you first.
Well, he had 32 They ran the ball 32 times straight last week, so that number's probably inflated.
So listen. So on the game log from game one, or from the games he's played, 12, 5, 13, 14, then 24 against Wisconsin, 22 against Rutgers, and then 13 last week. So like I said, it's not like he's out here just toting that rock, man. It's not. We split the carries, Bryce. So just say, Garrison, you're right. You guys split the carries. It's okay.
I'll check the numbers. I'll take your word for it, though.
You don't have to take my word for it. Just say I'm right.
Oh, I'd have to look at the numbers. I'm a visual learner.
But I also know Blake hasn't been toting that rock like he usually does either. So
yeah, he's not been the main point of the offense like he was last year. All right, whatever. Well, it all comes down to next week. So a couple things just to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Wednesday. Rankings came out last night. You agree that Georgia was the right move to let Georgia hop Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's bad.
I think that's the number one team in the country.
Bryce, I don't think there's. I think there's one team right now that I think I would honestly say could be within 5 points of that team right now.
Oregon?
And that's Alabama.
Oh.
I don't know if you've been watching them lately, Bryce.
I said this still a couple weeks ago. I was like, I think Alabama,
yeah.
and you said they weren't.
Yeah, and I'm taking that back now.
All right.
I'm taking that back now. Kudos to you. Do I think Michigan or Ohio State could beat them? Yeah. Do I think Oregon could? Yeah. Washington? No. But that Alabama team.
Interesting.
We don't want to play them today, but
no, I don't want to play them. I got a buddy.
I wouldn't mind playing them. I'm saying like that team looks really, really good. It's probably the best secondary college football right now with Ohio State.
I got a buddy down here in Austin who went to Texas, huge Texas fan. Jared, shout out Jared, big listener here. He even said too, he's like, I don't think we beat Alabama if we played them again. I think he's right.
Who?
Texas.
Oh no, they get donkey stomped.
Yeah. Last thing on Maryland, 1,000th win, which save your comments. Still sick to be to 1,000. Other thing to note, Kirk Herbstreit made a really interesting point on game day last week, talking about how it's almost like the first 3 games that Harbaugh was suspended was like a trial run for this. So it sucks, but that's a very positive way to look at this horrible, annoying situation. So shout out Kirky, Buckeye legend, being unbiased.
He's actually not much of a legend, but
he's the biggest media name
he's not
schools produce.
He's had a Buckeye. Okay.
All right, give some picks.
Oh, real quick. Because the 1,000th game will be a milestone in college football. Correct. So congratulations on that, Bryce. Yep. We also didn't get to talk about you guys' other milestone. Jim Harbaugh is the first coach in college football history to get suspended twice in a season.
Crazy, isn't it? It is.
Well, it wasn't a Buckeye coach. It was you guys.
I know, right? What a world. What a world.
What a world.
It's like there's somebody out to get us. Interesting, isn't it?